Those are the records that my parents played when I was growing up. In the 90s, they played nothing but Isley Brothers, Temptations, all the way to gangster rap, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg. So that was the influence. I said my first album, my debut, I wanted to make an album like this, but I wasn't confident enough. So I had to, I had to go back and say, you know what, I want to do it this time around.
It is now official that we have arrived at our destination. Finally, after all the ups and downs, we're about to see Kendrick Lamar perform on the largest stage any rapper has ever graced. And it promises to be one of the most monumental moments in hip-hop history. Kendrick has been doing a lot of things in the run-up to the Super Bowl this week, like interviewing Ebro and Nessa and talking to Timothy Chalamet, all of which prepared him for this unique performance. Now that it's obvious, Drake, Ovo, Big Amal, and everyone else who has been attempting to undermine and steal this moment from Kendrick are now without alternatives. Drake's actions immediately before the big game are only one example of the desperate methods they have tried and failed. Please make sure to like and subscribe before we continue with the last and most ridiculous attempt by Drake and Ovo to unseat Kendrick. If you're eager to see what the halftime show will have in store, you should do so. Now, as the discussion about what this halftime show will feature has developed, the NFL itself has stated that Kendrick can do whatever he wants during it. This is all part of the Super Bowl weekend, where everything has been heating up, and of course Kendrick has been more outspoken and speaking to us than we have seen in a long time. More than we have seen since this whole biff. Nothing has stopped the greatest rapper in the world from taking hip-hop to a whole new level, regardless of the documents Drake sent out or the accusations he made in an attempt to discredit Kendrick and deter the NFL and all Super Bowl participants from hanging around with him. It seems that Drake, Ovo, and all the strange fans who are obsessed with the biggest loser in rap music decided to band together and make one more attempt to ruin the Super Bowl for Kendrick and Damper. This moment, because of this and all the history that Kendrick is going to make. They appear to have taken a totally different approach to taking down Kendrick. Following all of the fabrications and odd assertions they had made up to this point, Team Drake made the decision to do something they had never done before. Report and publish rumors that they were aware of what Kendrick's full performance would be. They were releasing the set list, the performance's alleged audio, and all these other facts about what Kendrick reportedly had planned as a result. Given that the majority of industry sources have stated that this is a fake, despite the efforts of Drake fans like IA, there's little use in delving into the intricacies of what has been going around and what it has been stating. The fact that the entire world of Drake supporters believe they had Kendrick, with this following the release of information that at worst, if accurate, would be revealing to everyone just how iconic and revolutionary Kendrick's performance is going to be. By publishing these stories, they felt as though they'd completely destroyed the Super Bowl and the anticipation of what we would all witness. Even more disgusting about this whole situation, and once more it just goes to show how desperate these people are, is that everyone from Act to Over O tried to use this information, which appears to be false, to claim that because the NFL permitted a rapper and hip-hop to be at the center of the Super Bowl, information is now leaking that shouldn't have. And that's why all these issues are coming. It's really strange that they were trying to portray Kendrick and hip-hop as a whole by claiming that the problem with hip-hop and rappers is that they can't keep their performances under wraps. This just goes to show how this group of Drake supporters hate hip-hop and wanted it to fail because their guy lost. The more it was publicized, the less people seemed to care or become outraged, despite Drake and his crew's pitiful attempts to destroy the moment we have all been waiting for. Instead, people simply laughed at them because of how absurd some of the information they released was. The end of an era is marked by this final story and event, which was meant to spoil the entire Super Bowl halftime show and Kendrick's moment, but of course did not. All things considered, Drake has finally witnessed the clock that he has been attempting to stop before it is too late approach zero. His pitiful attempts to interfere with this moment, and of course to stop Not Like Us from performing on this stage, have all failed, and he is now at a loss for what to do to rescue himself. It goes without saying that this will force him to confront the fact that the diss track that put an end to his career will be played in front of a larger audience than any other rapper has ever encountered. In a sense, Drake's collapse and the degree of failure he has attained, along with the entire Super Bowl halftime show, are the ideal capstones for this entire hip-hop era. Because all of this began when Drake and J. Cole claimed to be as big as the Super Bowl, which naturally led Kendrick to start this feud and bring us to this point. In other words, Drake should be learning that the words he uses in his verses have great power. These days, there are so many depressing excuses from MCs that when they are disparaged or someone makes a claim, like Drake did with Cole, no one will care enough to reply, or they are simply afraid of beef altogether. However, for true hip-hop artists like Kendrick, they will question what you said. And in the end, as we are witnessing right now, if you say something you can't support, it can be used against you, and the complete expression of that is going to be witnessed. We can finally state this in its entirety. This is a huge triumph, especially since Drake and everyone else have no chance to stop it. It's really astounding that Kendrick will be telling us that narrative will be the main focus of his next halftime concert. Drake and his men made some allegations, but when we tried to guess what Kendrick may be up to, they didn't tell us anything. Kendrick's promise to prioritize storytelling over all other elements suggests that he will completely reimagine and transform what a Super Bowl halftime show can be. Since he's using this word to describe what's coming, I'm confident that similar to Kendrick's own music, and particularly with a record like DNA, we'll witness the spectacle and flash that all superstar musicians possess, but with a degree of integrity and significance that most well-known musicians can never match. While there are also rumors that Kendrick will have a big surprise at the halftime show, this is obviously very open-ended and could mean a lot of different things. In any case, I believe we will see some well-known people join him on stage, either to perform their own songs or to take away from his moment specifically, but either to perform collaborations and features they have on songs with Kendrick, and once again add to the excitement and storytelling, which we know Caesar will undoubtedly be a part of. Beyond this, however, I believe that on the TDE side and in Kendrick's hometown, we might see artists like Baby Keem, J-Rock, A-B-Soul, Schoolboy Q, or even Doechi on the stage or during the halftime show. However, I doubt that any of them will receive a song or even perform a feature. However, given the kind of person Kendrick is, for instance, when he welcomed A-B-Soul to the stage at the Pop Out concert, these names have been crucial to his rise to fame, and he wants them by his side at his greatest moments. When you truly grasp Kendrick's complete path, however, you see that he has a lot of other acts that he could potentially bring out, even beyond the people that could represent how far he has come. And I do believe that at least one other superstar will be present, whether it's The Weeknd or Tyler the Creator. Even though they don't have any songs together, The Weeknd might perform a portion of Sticky with a marching band, which would make a lot of sense and fit in with many different elements that would be ideal for the Super Bowl and Kendrick's goals. I also don't think Kendrick would deviate too much from hip-hop, even if some people believe he might bring out a celebrity like Rihanna or perhaps Taylor Swift. If he does, I believe it will be someone like Travis Scott. I say this because we already know that Travis is in New Orleans and has been performing at Super Bowl festivities. Furthermore, he's a well-known figure who of course exposes the world to a completely other aspect of hip-hop. And Goosebumps is undoubtedly a significant enough song to fit in well with this context. Travis's presence, in my opinion, would also send a message to Drake that even he has chosen to support Kendrick. This is similar to what we witnessed during Grammy night with Kendrick's group. And even though Kendrick will never again openly criticize Drake because he is not required to, he is still giving him subliminal cues that he will never have the culture he once desired. In my opinion, Kendrick standing behind Travis would serve as the ideal reminder of what he is attempting to accomplish. However, enough about the conjecture and what might occur during this halftime show. Of course, there are a lot of various things we might see. Please share your final predictions with me in the comments section below. Hip-hop history is about to be witnessed by all of us in a way that has never been seen before, regardless of what occurs. Drake's feelings and the things he had wished to prevent will not matter. Kendrick would take the stage and demonstrate to the world what hip-hop is all about. Because of this, we hip-hop lovers can confidently state that the time is now more than ever for what the genre's overall future holds, since Kendrick has no idea what opportunities he will present once he steps onto the stage. Kendrick is ultimately the best guy to take hip-hop to the next level because of the new possibilities and boundaries he is creating. Let me know what you think of Drake's final attempt to stop Kendrick Lamar at the halftime show now that you've heard all of this. What do you believe will happen at this unique occasion, and how did that fail, of course? It's going to be one of the best nights for all of us rap fans to ever experience, and I'm really excited to see what you think. Tell me what you anticipate happening at such a significant event, from the set list to the guest performers and everything in between. If you've seen the entire video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. It really helps me out. I'm eager to hear your thoughts. You may watch the suggested video to see how Drake was becoming agitated over Kendrick Lamar and the history he was going to make at the Super Bowl. Drake had been fighting with DJ Khaled about it.